president tweeting that the currency is highly volatile. It's based on thin air. We bring in Lou Basenese of Disruptive Tech Research and Carl Szabo of Net Choice. Lou, I want to start with you. As for
Sure.
Facebook's Libra, the president says, look, if you want to be a bank, get a banking charter, but all of this is innovative stuff. How do we move forward? Where do we go from the experimental phase to the legit, actual digital currency?
I think Libra is our best chance at it. I mean, Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies have been on the fringe, and this is a chance for it to go straight to the front line. However, I'm going to go on the record and predict it's going to be a big flop, and it's not because the president has an objection to it or that there might be banking regulations. We're talking about the company that we cannot trust with anything, particularly our privacy. Now we're going to trust them with our money. I find that far-fetched and unlikely to gain mainstream adoption.
Yeah, Carl, I want to move on here and talk about the social media summit yesterday and also look ahead to the hearings next week. Tuesday, House testimony from Amazon, Apple, Facebook, Google, and more throughout the week. You know, we've been talking about how to regulate big tech for about 2 years now. At what point does the talking become action? Does something really happen? What can the Trump administration really do here?
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yesterday's summit was a good discussion point and starting point to begin bringing people to the table to talk about concerns that are flaring, and it is how are these tech companies moderating content. Now, the rules are clear if you actually read them, but nonetheless, there are concerns out there. What I think is being missed in the conversation is how technology has propelled conservatives to victory back under President Trump's inauguration, as well as looking forward to 2020. And that's what I think is really being lost in the conversation, is the opportunity for conservatives to harness the power of social media and social technology to reach voters who they otherwise could never reach before.
So you don't think, Carl, then they should be as critical as they are?
Criticism is always welcome. I think criticism is important. But what I worry about is violating conservative principles by turning to government to regulate private businesses.
Gotcha. Well, but a lot of this has to do, maybe regulation, Lou, is the wrong word here, maybe some sort of rule book, because it feels like the big technology and social media, now digital currency and Libra, it's the wild, wild west. And you have these companies raising their hands saying, yeah, give us the rule book. And what we're seeing is a lot of them going overseas as they try to foster innovation. How do we welcome innovation and do it the right way here in the U.S.?
Yeah, I think maybe that's a misnomer for regulation, like you said. This is really about the public square going online, and we have to have some way to have oversight of that. And, you know, and I would say that this is not about forgetting about how, you know, conservatives are harnessing the power of social media. It's about preserving the opportunity to do it in a fair way. And I think this is really the thrust of everything we're seeing, is the threat of regulation is just to make sure that voices on both sides of the aisle, on any part of the spectrum, have an opportunity to reach the people that would be interested to hear what they have to say.
Free speech versus censorship, an argument coming from Republicans particularly. But, Carl, the Democrats, a big talking point there is break these big tech companies up, undo some of the mergers like Facebook and Instagram. Can that actually happen? You used to work at the FTC. Can that happen?
Yeah, so it is possible to unwind a previously approved merger. That is within the realm of possibility. But what you're seeing is kind of a populist call to solve a problem that doesn't exist. And what I really worry about is what is essentially a weaponization of antitrust. You're seeing people from both sides of the aisle trying to solve political problems, whether it's redistribution of wealth or just trying to attack some sort of industry, and they're using antitrust as the sledgehammer with which to advance their own narratives.
Yeah. All right. We got to leave it there. Carl Szabo, Lou Basenese, thank you. Have a good weekend, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, we've got a lot more still ahead.